Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Restart Small Business. I'm Liana Ling, and today we are going to be focusing on how your small business or your agency that supports small business can advertise during the holiday season. What's the best way to do this? And also, what's the best way to do it, even though you may think, oh, there's all these big box stores and big brands running their campaigns. I'm going to give you a couple of different things that you can do for your small business. And also, I have what's called a loophole at the end. So, what we're going to do is, I want to talk about just what's the situation, what's the challenge here today, and we're going to cover, should you stand out or should you stand out or should your promotions be run in a smarter way, which you need to do for small businesses. We will cover marketing to your community, and as always, the power of local marketing and local business. And as I said, I have a bit of a quote unquote loophole at the end that I think that it can be very powerful for small businesses or solopreneurs. Now, before I get started though, let's make sure that we are good with the technology. You can all see me. And if you're watching the replay, this is also a good time to double check as well. Put one in the chat if you can see and hear me below. Also, if you've been to any of my sessions before, you know that I love questions. So if you have a question at any time whatsoever, then put QQQ in the chat and Ashton will take a look at it and she will let me know, or she'll interrupt me and say we've got a question. So can everybody see me? Let's take a look. Make sure that you can see me and hear my screen. Let us know in the chat, and I will dive right in. So what we're going to do today is I'm also going to walk you through literally how to build a campaign. So you're going to look over my shoulder while I create a holiday campaign. And I on purpose didn't prepare the assets ahead of time. I want you to see the way that I walk through things so that you can do it too. So let's dive in here. Now, normally when we think of holidays, right, we think of the big holidays, like the big major holidays. I've listed a few here. There's others that at the moment we've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up, Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, US Thanksgiving, depending where you are, Christmas holidays, New Year, Valentine's Day. So these tend to be the ones that we organize our promotions around, right? Especially if you're a local business and you're selling, retail. These are the big holidays. And I thought I would share with you a couple statistics about what happens during Black Friday, because there's a reason why there are also these huge holidays, right? They attract a lot of buying activity. People are in the buying mood. They tend not to question a lot of things because they're just in like buy, buy, buy if there's a sale. So I pulled up a couple of stats. In Black Friday 2019, there were 84.2 million shoppers. The average in-store spending on Black Friday 2019 was about $128 per person or per sale. The Black Friday 2019 sales reached $142 billion, right? $1 billion. Black Friday 2020 was $188 billion. So this is a huge opportunity, whether you are big or a small business. Okay? And this is what we're dealing with. I'm sure there are similar stats around other holidays, but as we all know, Black Friday it's like literally a shopping holiday, right? Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So if you're feeling intimidated about those numbers and you're feeling intimidated about how am I going to do this? I run the business with my husband and I have like a small store on the corner. How can I compete? So I've got a couple of ideas here for you, and I just wanted to unpack them to start getting your brain going. And if any of these inspire you, let me know in the chat so I know that I'm going in the right direction. If you think this is something that you can do for your small business or for your small business clients. So first of all, one of the best things you can do as a small business during these huge holiday times is to really hyper focus on your own community. Okay? This includes retargeting. So, for example, we're focusing on Facebook ads right now. You could retarget uh, people who have watched videos on your Facebook page and your Instagram account, especially if you do a lot of reels. Hint, hint, if you have Instagram and you are not doing reels, you are missing out. So make sure you are posting reels organically, short videos every day on Instagram. So you could be retargeting them. You could be retargeting your your website visitors. You could be retargeting a VIP list. You could also just be focusing right in on your own community. So you can really be hyper focused on that during these big times. You can also have grassroots messages. So, one way of doing that, for example, would be to contact some influencers. And I don't mean like people who have a million followers. I would target people who are medium or even small. The thing is, like, those people are anxious to work with brands. Those people want, and like they're actually influencer wannabes, right? So they're even more excited. They're probably going to go the distance. You probably don't even have to pay them, or you can make it like where if they sell some, you can give them a percentage or whatever it is, but you can, or you can just pay them for their videos if you want to, but you could end up getting a lot of different small influencers. And when you have that happening, especially if you're focused on a local community, it can literally feel like your small businesses everywhere. And big businesses don't do this because they're focused on national campaigns. And when they get an influencer, it's usually they're paying a ton of money for like a celebrity or a really big influencer. But there really is power in having something that feels like a grassroots message. By the way, here's another tip for you. You can also use language that feels like a grassroots message. So what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of times the big brands, again, they're trying to speak to a wide audience. And what they tend to do is they use wording that, maybe they're big enough that they can use their tagline and people like they already identify with that, so they don't have to try as hard, I guess, maybe. Or they just don't, they're not able to pivot quickly enough to really be very specific. But what you can do is you can use language that's very relatable to your customer base. Kevin Nations call this your pillow talk, right? I was watching a talk of him recently, and he reminded me of this. So pillow talk is over the pillows. How do people describe their problems? How do people describe what it is that they want? And use that language. Okay. And again, it feels very grassroots because you're in people's heads. You're using the language that they use. Okay. So think about, and if you have to talk to people, just talk to them and hear the language that they use. I can't emphasize this enough because this is really something that I don't see a ton of big businesses doing because they just don't. They're so big. Okay. But you as a small business, you can do that. And the more relatable you are, the more the people will follow you and the more that you will actually end up standing out amongst all the noise. So along with that, local is also huge because again, the big box stores, they just can't compete with the local messages. And what I mean is, using language that is specific to your local area. You must have in your local area, phrases, maybe local buildings, communities, that is sort of this insider language that only you guys know about. Let me know in the chat if you have some of those or give us some examples of those. Like, so for example, I am in Toronto and we have a highway, which is Highway 401. And somebody's out of town if they call it Highway 401 because all the locals say Highway 401. We all say that. So you know exactly what happens when an outsider comes in. So that's just like a little insider thing, right? What's like an insider thing you can use so that people see your ads and they know, okay, they're legit. They are part of our community. They understand our community and they're not just, again, like a tourist coming in trying to sell to us. And finally, another idea is to sell to people who already want what you're selling. So what do I mean by that? Well, what if you had a VIP list? And I'll show you how to create one. What if you had a VIP list of people who, want to know when you're having a sale? Or maybe you have something that will be released and you build a waiting list for that. So if you build that list ahead of time, then you can just focus on selling to that list during these really, really, really busy times when everybody is buying ads. And like I said, the big brands are spending a lot of money. So there's a lot of ways that small businesses can actually, stand out in a way. But I like to think of it as working smarter during these really busy times during these big holidays. So like I mentioned, video views, website visitors. Oh yes, people engage with your Facebook or Instagram pages. Like if you're good at organic and you do that throughout the year, you can retarget those people. Usually, like I don't recommend usually going back more than 180 days, but plan ahead just to start creating engagement. So, that's creating posts and creating communication, creating interesting things happening on your pages, and you can actually retarget those people. You can create a custom audience of people who engage with their Facebook page and people who've engaged with your Instagram pages. You can also retarget your email list. So again, if you planned ahead, okay, grow your email list, upload that list into Facebook as a custom audience, and you can retarget that list. Those people are probably waiting to hear from you if you have a sale or promotion on. Okay? Another one, which I know we're talking a lot about Facebook, but do not ignore Google. And I'm not talking about you need to spend $10,000 on Google. I'm talking about creating a little, maybe $5 a day campaign where what you do is you target people who are searching for your store name or your name, like depending on what type of business you have. Here's the thing, those people, like they probably want to buy from you. Those are probably your hottest prospects right there because they're searching for you. And I know you might say, well, my website shows up on the front page. Sure, but when you put an ad at the top of there as well, you control exactly what's there. So imagine you can have, sure, you might have your website and your other properties because maybe you're really good at SEO, but at the very top, you can have your most recent promotion happening, or you can have a link to join your VIP list, right? And again, it can be you can do like $2 a day. And, if you're very small, maybe not a lot of people are searching for you, but maybe, once you start promoting, more of them will, and then you'll be able to spend more money on it. But hands down, most of the time, those campaigns are the ones that bring in the most sales. And you can get to a point where you can build that up so much and just keep increasing that brand campaign and increasing your sales that way. The other thing I mentioned, using insider language. The other thing, which I think is a really, really good tip, and I got this tip from David Schloss. I was talking to him just a couple days ago, is if you plan ahead, okay, test different offers ahead of time, or gather all the offers that worked the best for you throughout the year and use the best performing offer during the big sale time, during Black Friday or whatever holiday it is that you're using. It's probably not the right time to test a new offer. You want to just go with your best performing one. And all you're really doing is just pouring more on top of that. So I think that's a great idea. And then it helps you to plan out, I think, your whole year as well about how you want to test different things and test to see, and then decide, okay, like this is actually working really well. So I'm going to keep this for, when we're having our big sale and launching that. So I hope this actually gives you some ideas about what you actually can do and empowers you as a small business owner. You have a lot that at your fingertips that you can use during these busy holiday seasons. And if you have other ideas, let us know in the chat. I'd love to hear ideas that you've used as well, as a small business owner. Okay, so this is about, I'm going to walk you through not just preparing for Black Friday, but basically preparing for any of the big holidays for any and every size business. So let's go through this step by step. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. So what you want to do, especially during a very busy season like Black Friday, is you want to create your campaigns ahead of time. Some people create them even a month ahead of time, not only just for your ads, but if you have a team, or again, if you're on your own, like a solopreneur, you should still plan it ahead of time. You want to make sure, right? Do you have enough inventory? Can your technology support it? Is everything running smoothly? What do you need to do to prepare? So prepare ahead of time for it. And you can even, in Facebook, you can even schedule them in ahead of time. And by that, I mean, literally launch them. But when you launch them, there's actually an option to say what date you want it to start. So then put the start date on whatever day it is that you're going to start it, whether it's like a week before or, on the day of Black Friday, whatever it is, do that. And or you can just launch them on pause, and then you can manually go in and set them to active. The reason you want to do this is what tends to happen around very busy seasons on every platform, really, is there will be delays. Like I said, there will be delays in things getting approved. There will be delays in things getting put up. You have to think that, during this time, there are probably the max, especially Black Friday, there's probably the maximum number of advertisers pouring in money on the platform, so they're getting a ton more ads than normal that have to get approved, all the last minute stuff that people forgot. So you don't want to be part of that huge crowd and be put in this huge lineup. You want to do them all ahead of time. And then also, if there's any problems with it, like maybe you have to change your landing page or they're not compliant for some reason, it gives you time to adjust and you're not under pressure where you have to get them up that day. On Facebook, it can take over 24 hours to get something approved. And even then, if it's after 24 hours, you have to contact chat support, and then they have to push it forward. Sometimes they can get it approved, sometimes it's going to take a while. So also what happens is there's delays in the chat too. So be smart, create and schedule them all in ahead of time. Yes, you may have to pivot during, depending on busy things are, but at least you've got your campaign up and running. Okay? Also, expect platforms to break. They will break at some point, especially when things are really, really busy. Facebook especially has been known to literally like just break. Sometimes, the ads manager goes blank. The weird error messages come up that make no sense at all. Like stuff just happens. They're probably upgrading it. They're probably doing stuff or trying to, something happened. Maybe they couldn't handle the volume. So that's going to happen. So again, if you have everything done ahead of time, you should be okay to weather through anything breaking, because usually what happens is it affects ads that you're actually launching that day as opposed to your ads that are already running, or like have already been approved and just are like sitting there. So again, it's just going to happen. And you know what? If it happens, everybody's usually in the same boat. So you just gotta, it is what it is. But that's also why you want to no, don't put your eggs all in one basket. So if you have Google ads running and Facebook ads running, then at least your Google ads can still be going, even if Facebook ads don't work. This last tip here about preparing ahead of time for a sale or promotion, and I wanted to explain what I meant by this, by be prepared to go the distance. What I mean here is sometimes what happens is during your sale, it can go really well. Maybe it goes way better than what you expected. Be prepared to keep it running past the holiday. So I'm going to use Black Friday as an example. Maybe you put up a sale and it doesn't have to be a sale that like you're in your mind you're thinking, well, it's okay if it goes beyond Black Friday. Like I'm fine with that. It's not like a blowout sale that you can't afford to run for a long time. So maybe it actually starts to take traction and does really well. So one of the rules about Facebook, it's like, Fight Club, right? Like, what are the rules of fight? This is one of the rules of Facebook is if something is working, you never, ever, ever touch it. If something is converting for you, you let it run. You do not pause it. You do not change it. You don't do anything. If you really, really, really have to, dial the budget down to as low as you can if you can't afford to have it keep running. But if it's working, like don't touch it. So because what'll happen is if you stop it or change it or do anything and then you have to create it again, chances are it's just not going to perform the same way. It's just that's the way Facebook is. So if it's working really well, be prepared to just keep it running. And hey, it's okay if it says Black Friday. I know of ad campaigns that have run to like January and they still said Black Friday sale and they were still profitable. So don't think that, oh, people are going to be upset because it says Black Friday. you know what? I don't think people care. I think they just want to have the discount or the sale or whatever it is. And if you're really worried about that, here's a little bonus tip you can do. Go to view the ad on Facebook, like just click preview to view the post, and then go into the comment and say something like, oh, we're so happy that you're really enjoying this sale that we've extended it for a little bit longer. And, so you can just put that there. That way you're not editing the actual ad, but you're giving more context in the comments. So if people start to read and see the comments and are saying like, oh, why is it still running? Like they'll actually see that you, the brand, put a comment in there about this. Like you're aware and you have a reason why, it's running. So those are the best types of offers, right? Like they did well and they just keep going. But I don't think everybody realizes that it's totally fine if it still says Black Friday. I think most people don't really care. I think we care a lot more than our customers. Okay. Other, like some more maybe really cautionary things as well is compliance tends to be monitored a lot more closely during Q4, and especially as you get closer to Black Friday. So what this means is, what I found anyway on Facebook is that throughout the year, their compliance monitoring goes up and down. You may have ads that are fine and they're approved and they're running. That doesn't mean that they're compliant. It just means that they're letting it run. Okay? What can happen is when they adjust the compliance program, it could shut down accounts, it could shut down your whole business manager, it could shut down your personal profile, and usually there's no notice for it, and it could be for an ad that's not in compliance but is actually running and approved. Or you might just start to see some ads getting disapproved. So you can never ever assume just because something's running that it means it's approved and it will stay approved forever. Everything is, up for grabs here. And, Facebook can change their policy anytime they want. And sometimes they change the policy and oops, all of a sudden, what was compliant a couple months ago is no longer compliant. And now, they kind of shut you all down. So I just recommend that you just try and make sure that what you put up is as compliant as possible. Now's the time to be creative. Now's the time to be more conservative in your wording. So you don't want to take a lot of risk, because again, you could be doing really, really well and then Facebook could just shut you down. Okay. They'll also take a closer look at you too if you start spending more money. So, so again, you're under their microscope a little bit more, which gives you more chances that you might get shut down. So it's just a reality that we have to live with. I'm not trying to scare people, but pretty much every time I've taken a look at an account or talked to somebody who had their account got shut down, it's because their ad or their landing page wasn't in compliance. I've only seen one case over, I don't know, the past 5 years where it was Facebook's fault. It was a false positive and there was literally nothing wrong whatsoever with the landing page or anything like that, and Facebook did admit it. So that's the only time. Everything else was there was some way that it was not compliant, and Facebook interprets the rules very, very broadly. So that's, I just say during this time of year is not the time of year to take risks. And then, I've already said this before, but don't put all your eggs into one basket. Do Facebook, do Google, TikTok, Pinterest if you want to. TikTok is starting to become more popular, especially now that they have kind of boosting posts on the front end. What I would recommend as a small business owner is, do get your ads up on Facebook. And if you want to try other ones like Google or TikTok or LinkedIn or Pinterest or something like that, just make a small budget and try it out. Okay? Do like $5 a day or $10 a day if you can, just to start getting used to that platform and used to advertising on there and see how it goes. And just do one at a time so that it's not too overwhelming for you. But definitely keep in mind that you don't want to be tied to one platform. You don't want one platform to be responsible for the majority of your sales, because it could go away tomorrow and and then everything will just dry up. So that's sort of like my dire warnings. Okay. Also prepare during the promotion. See, there's a lot of preparation, right, for these holiday times. Here's another little mini checklist for you during the promotion activities, and just have either somebody on your team or yourself set a reminder for you to check your links in your website. Just takes a second. Just go there, click on your landing page, click on your website, take a look at it on your phone, see how it looks there, just to make sure everything looks good. Because again, things just break around this time of year, right? Check your pixel and that your conversion events are firing on what you can do is let me just show you here on my computer. There's a free there's a free Facebook pixel helper that you can actually install, and you can just check it on every page, and it should be green. Okay, so check your page, check the thank you page, and make sure that the conversion events are firing the way you want it to, but it should be green. If it's yellow, you got to figure out what's wrong. And definitely if it's red, you got to figure out what's wrong. So check those once in a while. You'll eventually find something that goes wrong. So, and also double check technology, especially double check your shopping cart. Just because you put it up doesn't mean it's going to work for the next 6 months. No problem. Every time that I've seen something, my ads go down, the first question I ask is, did you check technology? And by that, I literally mean, I don't mean even just checking the back end. I mean, you going through it as a customer, put in your email address, put in your phone number, like see if the form actually works. A lot of times there's a technology issue. Again, do it on your phone too. Most of your traffic is going to come from phones. So how does your site function on a phone as well? I recently we found out on a site that the pop-up blocker, like it wouldn't so not the pop-up blocker, but the pop-up, there was like a little X in the corner and it wasn't working, so it was annoying people and they were leaving, so we had to get that fixed, right? But we wouldn't have known unless somebody checked it, because it worked when it was launched and then for some reason it just broke. So we got it fixed, and everything is good there. But I just can't emphasize this enough. And if you are running a bigger promotion and having a ton of traffic coming, check it every day. Check it every day and check all the links in your emails. Like, just double check stuff, because this is a busy time of year. Stuff gets broken. So you just want to make sure you don't let that bring you down. Okay. All right. Now that you have prepared everything and you're like, okay, I am ready to launch a sale for the holidays. Okay. Now we want to talk about your offers. So I'm going to give you a couple of ideas for offers during these holiday times. First of all, here's a couple statistics that I thought were really interesting, and I think we can also take these as learnings for other holidays. So this was like a survey done, and I thought it was really interesting about factors that influence the buyer. So free shipping, limited time sales, promotions, easy to use website, right? Obviously, like, this is being very popular the last year or so. Buy online, pick it up in the store. I think this is because even if you have free shipping, sometimes I want to buy stuff, I want it right away, right? I don't want to wait for shipping. And where I'm in Toronto, sometimes it takes a long time to get here, even if it's just from New York or something. So like, sometimes I want it right away. So I can definitely relate to that too. And the conversion rates is interesting to me. Again, yeah, a lot of times what happens is you may have people come on their phone and then they think, oh, okay, I'm going to buy it later when I get home, and then they'll go to their desktop and buy it. So that can happen as well. And then just again, taking a look at the sales again, I left that in there not to discourage you, but it is reality. But that's still okay, because we're really focused on us as a small business, and we're not trying to get a billion customers. We are trying to sell to our tribe, to our community, to the people we're meant to serve. So what are the types of offers you can give them? Well, as we all know, especially for Black Friday, discounts are huge, right? So giving some type of discount can be something, but you don't have to discount. I know that that can be controversial in terms of, should I offer a discount or should I just offer something else? My answer is always test. Test to see what's going to work. But you can offer discounts. Bundles are also great too, creating a special bundle. The reason why I love holiday promotions is you can be so much fun and creative, and name your bundle something fun for Black Friday, or whatever holiday that you're doing. 2-for-1s can also be very popular. Again, people feel like they're getting a deal when you just position it like that as 2-for-1. You can also add in more bonuses. Just add in something. Maybe you have something that's just like sitting there that you haven't used for a while or sold for a while. I mean, and you can offer that as a bonus, or like another training, or like a video, or just be creative and take a look at what you already have. Is there something that people want? Is there like a best-selling thing that you can offer as a bonus? You can also do daily deals. That can be very exhausting, but it can be fun for people and keep people coming back to see like a different deal every single day. Definitely free shipping is always something that is very enticing. You can also repackage what you already have. So maybe you have some other bundles or other things, and you can just give it a different spin, or repackage it in another way. I always like to think of my uncle who used to have a store in Blue Earth Village, and he would say to me, "Oh, like Leanna, like we need to sell this, this, and this," and he would just be selling things individually, like soap imported from China and stuff like that. And I was like, well, why don't you just repackage it as like an exotic spa package or something, and put it in a nice basket, do it up. It looks different than just like buying the individual soap. So I mean, I just use that as an example because you're still buying the soap, it's just in a different package, and then it just feels more special. Or I always like to think of, like, give the example of going to the pet store. So we used to have a rabbit, and we were really excited about the rabbits. We went to the pet store because we want to get everything, for our new rabbit, and it's like having another kid, so I want to spoil it, right? And I remember we went to one section and they had like this I guess it was a special, it was marketed as like a special scratching rug for a rabbit. It wasn't even like a scratching post for a cat, right? It was literally a piece of rug that they cut out, and they packaged it as being something that was specialized for your bunny. And they're selling this little piece of carpet for like, it was like 8, or it was like $10, right? And then to me, that just went a little bit too far. But my husband was like, "Oh, look, this is for the bunny." And I was like, wait a minute. That's a piece of carpet stapled to cardboard packaging. Um, I'm fine with that. Like, we can get that for free as scraps, right? From the local home improvement store. But it was repackaged, right? It was repackaged in a pet store in the specialty section. So of course that gave us it much more value in our eyes, and like, and they know their customers, okay? We're like, "Oh, what a cute little bunny," because it was like really tiny, right? And so of course we're all like, "Oh, we want to get everything special for it because it's like, it's like my other baby, right?" So we're gonna buy all this stuff. "Oh, if it's for a bunny, great. We better have that because we've never had a bunny before. We don't know." So I always use that example because that's exactly what they were doing. They're just repackaging square pieces of carpet. So see what you can do there. Again, I'm not saying it's bad or it's good. To me, that was just like the limit of where I was going to go. But see what you have that you can repackage. Again, as a small business owner, you can pivot very quickly. So let me give you some ideas here on creating the actual ad. So first of all, I'm just going to pull up, I have a couple of pages here that I just started. Okay. So again, I didn't really prepare anything ahead of time. I just started to go in here to make sure that everything was running. So, but let me just check and see if there's any questions, because sometimes I just go on and I don't check the questions here. Scott says free carrots. Yeah, definitely. Put it in a bonus. Honestly, like when I first bought the bunny, yeah, I would have taken that as well. I was like, wow, this comes with free carrots for the bunny. Great, we'll get it. Because again, it's brand new, right? I just want to spoil it. And I've never had a bunny before, so I didn't know what you needed. But anyway, what you can do first is get your landing page ready. So I've got customer engine up, and I literally just went create a page. I didn't change anything. I went create a page. So I don't even have a logo here. And all I did was I changed this here. I put be the first to know of exclusive savings. That's it. So you could put up, this is what you could use to do ahead of time and get their birthday. Sure, why not? Get their cell phone and join our VIP program. Look, I didn't even change the background. I think this background is great, and then so you can just like set this up inside of Customer Engine. Really, really, really simple, very, very quickly. And you can have this up, link it out on your website, let everybody know year round. Another thing you can do, by the way, is let your VIP list know that they'll be the first to hear of specials, okay? The first. So especially if you sell things that have limited runs, like if you're selling something that's like handmade, or again, like, or you just have limited spots if you're selling a service, this can be very helpful because people want to be the first in line, and maybe you sell out right before you even go public. So have something like this and really promote it big and really encourage people to join the list. So that's what I would do here. Next, I'm going to pull up my ads manager, and I just have a sample. I just have like a, an ad account that I don't use too often, since I can't use a client account for you. And I just wanted to walk you through a couple different the campaigns that I would be running. So I just, let me just discard the drafts over here. So if I go here, I may want to, like, there's actually a couple ones here that I would probably use. So again, preparing ahead of time, you could choose a traffic campaign to send to your, maybe you have an article, blog, a list. I remember I had a friend who was doing marketing for a local hotel. Again, small hotel, trying to compete with big, big businesses around them. And what they did was they created a page that had the gifts for each of the years that you're married, right? I don't even know what they are, but there's one that's like, help me out guys in the comments, but there's one like you're supposed to give something that's wood and paper and stuff like that, right? So they created a list of that on their website, and then they used SEO on that as well. But you could also send traffic to that, and they found that that was really, really helpful because they put something at the bottom like, hey, can't think of a gift, book a weekend, book a special weekend with us, right? So that's how they were able to build up bookings, even though they're like a tiny hotel amongst other big hotels. They found something that people needed and was a resource that people came to over and over and over again. So you can create something like that, that's valuable for your community, and use the traffic objective to send people to it. Again, just if you can do it like $2 a day or something and just have it run all year round, like just keep it running if it's a popular article. You could do engagement. So I would do that with an image and not a video. The reason is just that Facebook counts literally, like when a video goes across your feed, they count that as one engagement. So which isn't true, right? Like for us, it's not true for us in terms of how we consider engagement. So I would do it with an image. You could, if you had a video, I would use video views. And you could also do brand awareness. So brand awareness is, it's supposed to show to people who are likely to remember the ad, within 2 days. But normally I'm doing traffic or engagement or video views. And then when you're ready to actually have your sale, or you're trying to get people to sign up for your VIP list, I would be doing conversions. Store traffic is really interesting. Notice it says it'll show your ad to people most likely to visit your store when you're near them. So that might be something to test as well if you're a local business. Okay? So let's pretend we are going to do the conversion campaign because we're ready. We've got our sale. We're going to give out our free carrots, okay, whatever it is. So you know what, for this type of campaign, to me, it doesn't matter if it's campaign budget optimization or ad set optimization. Again, campaign budget optimization just means that you can control everything at the campaign level, and ad set means you can control everything at the ad set level. This usually comes more into play when you're scaling up very quickly. So I think though, for local campaigns, you probably aren't, like, you're not trying to scale up to spend like $5,000 a day or something like that. So to me, it doesn't matter. Also, do pay attention to how your ad account works. They're all different. They all have different personalities, so to speak. So your ad account may love ad set budget optimization. Like, go with whatever your ad account loves, okay? So I'll just go with ad set budget right now. So, in your ad set, choose your pixel. So you can set that all up and set your budget over here because I have it as ad set. Now over here for your audience, again, it depends what you're doing, whether you need to add a custom audience, which is your uploaded list or your video views, etc. Or, maybe you're just literally targeting your town. So you can actually come in here and you can drop a pin actually anywhere on the map. You can put in zip codes. You can put in just very specific cities. I'll just put in here Toronto, even though it's like really big city. You can put that in there. You can put in a state. And then you can also say here, do you want it to be within 10 miles or whatever. So you can just be as specific as possible. If you are targeting a small city or a small town, I would recommend not putting any interest on it. Just target the area and let people self-select on your ad, okay? Also, I never choose languages. Most of the time people don't fill that in on their Facebook profile. So if you put English here, you're actually limiting yourself to everybody who's only filled in that profile part of the profile. So I just leave it. And if you know that there are people in the area you're marketing who do not speak English and you're doing everything in English, that's fine. they'll see my ads in English, they'll click through and they'll see the websites in English. So maybe they do understand English, they don't speak it, I don't know, but like I'd rather let people just self-select, okay? And I would just leave it as at automatic placements. Let Facebook decide. You don't need the stress. You don't need to babysit this every single minute of the day. So let the algorithm work on it, okay? Now let's go over to the ad here. So if we're going to give away free carrots, okay, let's see. So first of all, I want to choose my, let me choose my page here. And you know what? If you do not have an Instagram account, that's totally fine too. You can just, I have one connected to this, but if you don't have one, you can just say, choose the page, okay? And so that's fine. Now here I'm going to create the ad. Let's see here. So I don't actually want a catalog. I don't know why it's asking me for catalog, but I don't want a catalog. I'm just going to have like a regular, I'm just going to turn this off. See, sometimes Facebook will just select something by default. So I'll probably just do a single image. Again, keep it really, really simple. Okay. And let me just delete this here. Okay. So I'm just going to put this here, single image or video. And then, you know, here again, you can, if you don't have a picture for yourself, you can go to somewhere like Unsplash, which is free. You can go to Shutterstock. You know, I'm just going to put in here Christmas. And actually, I think I already have one up here. So I'm just going to upload a Christmas image. So let me just upload one from here. See, let's just do some presents, but it can be whatever you want. Okay, so I'll just put this in here so we have something. And then I'm just going to press next. I'm not going to optimize the image right now. I can later put in an image that is for stories and reels, but I'm just going to leave it like this for now. I usually like to check allow enhancements. Look, if Facebook's going to make the image look better for people, I'm just going to let them do it, right? So let Facebook kind of do that for you. Okay, so next what you want to do is you want to, let's see, yeah, maybe I'll keep it a shop now. That's totally fine. So now I need to put in my text. And I know you're thinking, hey, I'm a small business owner. I'm not a copywriter. So this is what I do. I just use these tools. I've used Jarvis in the past. I've shown you. I know I've shown you Headline before, so I'm just going to show you Headline right now because it's very easy to use, but pretty much a lot of them work this way. There's a ton of them out there. The best ones that I have used are jarvis.ai and headline.com. And what I do is I just put my information in here. So let's just put here, you know, on sale now, specialized bunny scratching rug with free carrots, save, and spoil your bunny. How's that? Okay, so I just put something in there and I'm just gonna let's do friendly. And I just click generate copy and oops, okay, see, something broke. So let me just refresh here and I'll just generate the copy. It takes a couple of seconds usually. And I just use that because I could write it myself, but I don't have to. Oh, it lost my stuff here. So anyway, you get the idea. So you can see here, it actually has, it's actually given me a whole bunch of stuff. So I can actually just take this, let's see, okay, let's take this one here. I'm just gonna copy it and I'm gonna put it in here for the primary text. And then I'm just gonna go over here to the headline and I'd actually generated some ahead of time. Maybe not. Okay, so let's see, let's just do this here. Let's generate some. Okay, let's just put here Black Friday deals. Okay. And, you know, again, you can put in the description shop now or whatever. I don't know. Let's actually go back to the description primary and let me just pull something from here. Here, I'll just put this one in here. Okay, great. So that's done. All right. Again, if you want to write it yourself, that is totally fine. You know, I just, again, I like to do things very quickly. And even if you just wanted to buy it for a month or something, then you could just buy it for that month and then cancel it afterwards, just so you can use it. Put in your website and which is your landing page, and away you go. Now, if you do not have a landing page, do not panic. Okay? What I'd recommend you do is choose instant experience. How many of you have used instant experience? Let me know in the chat. So instant experience, you do not need a website. So let me just put here, remove. All right, so I chose instant experience. Now, what's really neat, again, is Facebook really tries to help us out here as small business owners. They have a number of different templates. No, I know we can't do AR experience. I wouldn't even know how to do that, but they have a couple things here. So let's do sell products. Actually, no, let's do storytelling maybe, okay? And you can edit it later. But look here, they've now given me like a little mini website or landing page. So they put a video in here. Look, I can take this out and put my own video in here. I can put in my own text here. Again, I'm just putting the text in here that was before. I can add in an image here. I can put in a, I can put in a website if I want to. And look, it's like adding it over here. See, I can put, it has a carousel. So it has like several different images and they've already just put some in here for me. Obviously you're going to replace them. And again, I can put a website if I want to, so people click on it. Let me just grab another, let's just grab another description to throw that in here. So let's just do this one. Okay. See, so, just to show you what it looks like, another image or video, and then you can put a button, whoops, you can put a button as well at the bottom. So it can be like shop now. Okay. And that can go to your main website or like literally wherever you want. But this enables you to have a landing page for free. Okay. And you saw how easy it was just to create it. Okay. You can put an image at the top if you want to. It's going to be mobile. Like this is the mobile version. So I think it only shows on mobile actually, which is totally fine with us, right? Because that's where all our customers are. And yeah, it's got an Instagram version preview and a Facebook preview. And you can even preview it on Facebook or Instagram, I guess, if you want to. So super, super easy, right? And so you can just quickly do this if you want to. And it looks, I think it still looks pretty good. And like I said, it's all optimized and, away you go. And you can also do it from scratch. So you don't have to use one of their templates. I just find it easy to start with a template, but you don't have to, right? So you can do all of that there. The other cool thing they have too is under your image. So, I just picked an image, right? Well, I don't know if you knew this either. Again, for free, you can add text on top. Okay. So, oops, primary text. Oh, sorry, it's in another area. So I have to show it to you in another area. Hold on a moment. I think, is it under stories? Here it is, yeah. Under stories, sorry, here we go. You can change the background colors, and you can even put stickers. They usually let you put stickers on stuff as well. I think it has to be a video though. So I can upload a video if you want me to show it to you. But yeah, here, I'm gonna turn it into a video. Here we go here. So you just pick something, like you can even do a square template, but you can actually just pick something and I can edit it as well. And I can add a call to action effect. Like, look at all the stuff they have here, right? I can change the color. I can change the background color if I want to. Like maybe I want it green, okay? And like this isn't even just, I can change the font. Look at this here. And this is just all included, right? Inside of Facebook here. So I can put something here and it just made it into a video for me, okay? So I can just create video. I think it'll take a couple of minutes. To do that. So there's a lot of options for you as a small business owner. You do not have to have a team of 50 people to create all of your creative for you. You can just do this, okay? So here I've got a video that looks pretty good going to a landing page that I think looks pretty professional as well. And just, you can kind of use that. So let me just go back over here. So that's literally just creating an ad from scratch. I think that any business owner should be able to do. And do let me know if you have any questions. I'm not, and also when I'm trying to do things, I'm not trying to make it very complicated. So I'm not going to use dynamic, or the dynamic experience. You can do a carousel if you want. That can also be really helpful for holidays. Because you can have like maybe your different specials there or different facets of what you're selling. So that's actually really helpful sometimes just to have a carousel. And then, as I said, they also have this other thing called collection. So I think here you can actually add in a bunch of different, oh, I lost my experience here. One moment. See, they even have a new one. So again, they're sending me back through this funnel again to create it, but this actually has everything together. I'm not gonna go through it to create it for you. But, again, that also uses the instant experience as well that will send people. So a lot of options just inside of here for you, the small business owner, to kind of reach people and to showcase what it is that you have for them. So let me keep going. So that's creating the ad from scratch, start to finish. The final thing I wanted to cover for you is what I call the loophole for small business owners. So remember, we talked about how, like, one of the challenges as well with advertising during these big holiday seasons is how busy they are, right? And it can be intimidating with everybody, big box businesses, every other small business owner just spending, 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 and the competition is high. Everything is really, really expensive. So how can you even, think to compete or show up in this type of environment, even if you're using all of these tips and tricks that I've given you? So here's the loophole, okay, that I wanted to share with you. And that is, you can have a promotion on any day of the year. You do not have to wait for Black Friday. You do not have to wait for Valentine's Day. You can have an actual holiday promotion on any day of the year. Okay. So this is why, all right? Holidays get people excited. Let me just show you why this is important. And I'm just going to quickly show you this picture of the brain, all right? So our brains have emotional sides and they have logic sides. When people buy or commit to something, they buy with emotion first, and then they back it up with logic. So a holiday campaign, it tends to get people with emotion because you're creative. You're saying, hey, look at this really cool thing over here. It gets them really, really excited. And their left brain, their logic will kick in to think, first of all, is this right for me? It'll also ask, why the heck is this on sale? Is there something wrong with it? So that's why we put in a holiday. Okay? We put in a holiday so that when they're really excited, we also give them the reason for having the promotion. The secret is that customers don't really care that your sale is connected to a holiday. They don't care that it's connected to Valentine's Day, unless it's like obviously a very specific thing for Valentine's Day. Most of the time, they don't care. They just want to have the deal, right? Or the special, whatever it is that you're selling. Okay? So the thing is, though, you have to just also placate their logic side. Just give the reason. You don't have to explain too much. Just give the reason. So with that, you can make up any reason. Okay, it could be, and here these are some real holidays. Okay, there is Cat Day, there is Pizza Day, Talk Like a Pirate Day. You can even do a promotion for, I went to the dentist and got my wisdom teeth out. Okay, I'm not kidding. That I've seen that go as a promotion. Okay, I've also seen it go the other way. It's like, I have to go to the dentist, so I'm having a sale so I can go to the dentist. It could be your unbirthday. It could just be, we feel like having a special today day. You could also, if you want to be not as out there, you could definitely do a customer appreciation day, a customer appreciation week. You could have that every single month if you want to. And actually, if you Google some of the calendars, there's also quote unquote official holidays every day of the year. I just Googled some, like, of course, not all these are relevant for promotion. But remember the left and right side of the brain, emotion and logic. This part just gives a reason why you're having a sale. Like, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong with the service, there's nothing wrong with you. We're having a sale because we just want to have a sale, right? So here's just some holidays during January. I just picked that. And then I thought, well, what's another month that I feel like not a lot of stuff happens? There's like June. Like June 8th is Best Friends Day. Like, that's kind of fun, right? Environmental Day, Global Day of Parents, Take Your Dog to Work Day. Dogs and cats do really well on the internet, right? So even if you don't do anything about pets, you could post the dog. National Sunglasses Day. Today is your day promotion, Scott Anderson says, right? Yeah. Like, so you pick something and you could do it any day of the year. And I think you should be doing this frequently throughout the year to test your offers. Okay. So if you do that, you do not have to then go really big during Black Friday when everybody else is going. I think this is like similar to inversion technique or inversion thinking, where you're just doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing. National Handshake Day. Okay. National Selfie Day. Right. Hopefully this is giving you some ideas about what offers to put out there. And so the only rule I would put with this is just be persistent. I think a lot of times we take a look around and we see other businesses doing really well. Oh, they're having this sale. Looks like they're really blowing up, right? It's probably because they put in all the work. So this, I'm sure you've seen this before, like an iceberg, right? They put in all the work down here, and all you're seeing is, hey, they have a great sale going, right? You don't see that they've, tried this offer a million different ways. I find that people tend to try offers, maybe once, twice, three times and say, oh, it's not working. Forget it. You should be trying your offer out like 100 different ways. Then you'll know, okay, this isn't going to work, right? And this gives you a way to basically repackage your offer. Okay, great. It is National Handshake Day. It's Free Carrot Day, right? So we're going to have a sale for that. Again, it's just it can be fun for people, and like I said, it just gives people a reason for the logic side of their brain. Okay, like they're having a sale about this, great. Then they can keep on getting excited about what it is that you're providing. And then you can just test different ways of having your offer. And then, like I said, if you want to, and if you do want to go big during those major holiday times, because there's nothing wrong with it, it's just harder, right? If you do want to go big, you can just go with the offer that worked best during all those other days of the year, when you were doing kind of a celebration. And so it gives you something new to talk about in email, on social media, and like I said, with promotions. So that is holiday advertising for basically, I think, businesses of any size. So I hope that this gave you some ideas about what to do, for not just, Black Friday, holidays coming up here, but literally any day of the year to help you create your holiday campaigns. And before I sign off, I'm just going to check and see if there are any questions. And if there are not, that is okay. So um, let's see here. Yes, like Scott agrees, like just need a reason to justify the reduced price or added bonus. Yes, exactly. So just put it out there. So what I would love for you to do is, after you've gone through this, please go into the comments wherever you're seeing this. Let us know you're watching it by replay with a hashtag replay, and share with us what was your biggest takeaway from today's Restart Small Business session. As always, we are here to help small businesses not just restart, but also thrive in this even just very challenging time. And so, come back again next month. We'll have another very actionable tutorial for you in order that you can apply it to your small business. And again, if you've tried any of these things, do please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear how it goes for you. So with that, I will sign off, and I will see you next time.